Hi, what is up, guys? Losermaniac here, and welcome to another video. This isn't Fallout 4 strategies for once. I wanted to talk about this, but I didn't know how to go at it. I had still to do research about this. But yeah, so kind of give context here. I've been watching a lot of the Vanoss crew lately. So yeah. By the way, new location. Temporary. This is basically the same apartment that started off this channel in, as you can tell. Well, no, you can't tell because you don't know. So, yeah, it's temporary. We'll be back to that other place in 2 weeks. But yeah, so I've been watching a lot of the Vanoss crew recently. Mostly a lot of like Terrorizer and Anthony. Just because I felt bad that whole thing with Brian and Craig, because I was mostly into Craig. And then Craig got into a bunch of shit, so I decided Terrorizer is pretty funny. No, I just felt bad because I didn't like Terrorizer because I didn't like his whole thing of like trolling people a lot just for content. I found it stupid, but then now I'm like, okay, it's this somewhere. And then Anthony, I mean, come on, he's pretty funny. So yeah, but the reason I'm talking about this is because I kind of want to put my thoughts into the ring about this whole Ohmwrecker drama. So, to give you guys context, some of you guys may not know this, and then I'm gonna add some information that doesn't apply to this, but I kind of have my own theories about this. I have a couple of ideas, and I think Ohm is pretty fucking stupid, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, so first, let's start off with the earliest point of all this drama, which was Craig and Terrorizer weren't really talking. Craig went off to do his own thing from the Vanoss crew, which is fine. But then he proceeded to talk shit about the people in there. So he got caught lying by basically saying that they do a bunch of Gmod stuff, and that's all they wanted to do. And then like a month or two later, then proceeded to say they do Gmod. Shit, that's awesome. Plus you can, if you watch one of his like early meme streams, I don't know if he does any. I don't know if he still has them up. I wanted to do a video like comparing like watching his popular video, then my favorite video of his, and then like some of the newer stuff. But he deleted like all of the good ones, so more likely my favorite video of his won't be on there. So yeah. So that's not happening. So yeah. So then Craig goes off and talks shit about Brian. All right, whatever. They do their own thing. Craig's been lying constantly, saying that him and Brian are working stuff out. Brian's like, no, it's not true. And then he got caught up with, and then Craig got caught soliciting, or not soliciting, because I think soliciting is buying, but getting nudes off minors and treating them like horrible people. Well, I would say treating them like horrible people, just making them feel horrible for doing all this stuff, manipulating them. And this is, and I'm keeping this light because she feels uncomfortable talking about it, so I'm not gonna make it worse if she comes across this video. But yeah, that's what happened. And then there was this whole thing where Terrorizer got back into drama with Ohmwrecker, but this time with Ohmwrecker, saying that Ohmwrecker basically said that Terrorizer knew about that whole thing with Craig, which is 100% false because they weren't talking with each other. I don't know when he started. I think it was the year of the fact that that Craig and Brian had that drama. So I highly doubt that Brian knew about it. He may have heard about it, but I don't think he knew about it. But according to Ohmwrecker, Brian did. So yeah, it's slanderous. And just a little side note thing. There was mention of like Brian said that like he never mentioned a car crash, but in And to me, it never seemed like he did because it was a Ford Tacoma, yet they was joking about a Ferrari. Now, there was like an accident that he did where he crashed his car, but I don't think it was as severe as whenever Craig and Jay got hit by the Ford Tacoma or the Tacoma. So yeah, I feel like maybe Craig was the only one that somehow implied that they was talking about the car crash that him and Jay were part of, because otherwise there's nothing else that could be a part of it. Well, I guess car crash as opposed to car accident. I don't know. All I know is about that one car crash. So, or that one accident where Craig and Jay almost died, and we got Walker White. If you guys know Craig lore or Mini Lad lore, then you guys know all about that. But yeah, so then now Ohmwrecker goes on and says that, well, not says because it happened, years ago. Kinda, I guess, that, the rest of the Vanoss crew was getting, no, 3 of the Vanoss crew was receiving nudes from minors or something. I'm a bit shaky on it, and I just find this drama stupid. And I'm talking about it because I want to get my 2 cents in here. But the reason I find this ridiculous is just because of the fact that, you know, they're a lot older now. They're old enough to be dads at this point. In fact, 2 of the original Vanoss crew are dads. Delirious and Brock, Moose Knuckle. That's the only ones I know of. I'm pretty sure I think, isn't Dahi becoming a dad? I don't know. If he's not, then you guys get my point. They're old enough to be dads at this point. And yet, for some reason, Ohmwrecker is like the most childish person ever. He is so goddamn childish. He's willing to stir up drama because no one wants to play with him. Excuse me, give me a moment. Sorry. So yeah, this whole thing seems pretty dumb. Like, I get the idea of feeling left out. You know, that happens to all of us from time to time. None of us want to feel left out. Especially me. I hate being left out on stuff. And it happens, but or just like the feeling of being alone can bother some people. I get that. I'm pretty sure everyone at some point has felt bad for being left out or not wanted or something like this. But ruining the life or ruining the career of someone just because they don't want to play with you is the reason why they don't want to play with you. This is probably the reason why they don't want to play with you. It's ridiculous. Why don't you think the rest of the Vanoss crew didn't play with Minilad? Because of the fact that he was talking shit to them. Can you imagine if that's how it worked? Oh, I talk shit to you guys, but I still want to play with you. No, that's not how that works. And it would never work like that. This is... To be honest, I didn't hate Ohmwrecker. I just wasn't a big fan of him, you know? He was pretty medium. He was kind of like in the middle. It was like same thing with like H2O Delirious and Marcel and Brock and all that. There was standard. I didn't like him, but I didn't dislike him. I guess the only person I really disliked in the Vanoss crew at the time was Terrorizer because of the whole terrorizing thing. But now now that I've watched a lot of this stuff now, I'm like, okay, that's the point. Plus it at least was to some hilarious reactions. So yeah, so plus he doesn't do that a whole lot anymore, so that's kind of why I kind of went back to him, or not went back to him like I ever left. But yeah, now that sorry, I just had a stroke for a moment. Shit. But yeah, and I do want to clarify one thing. No one's gonna ask this, but I should clarify anyways. Yes, I do have videos defending Keemstar. I don't fully support him. The only time I support him is in the H3H3 debate, or the whole battle between him and H3H3, because H3H3 does some really stupid shit, but so does Keemstar, but it's not as stupid as H3. But in this case, Keemstar has made fun of, I think Tyler's girlfriend, and I think Delirious's girlfriend, also girlfriend, wife. Which, okay, let's start here. That whole thing with like shaming sex workers is pretty dumb. Of Keemstar to do. It is a very serious thing. I don't understand why. To this day, I still don't understand why people take it as seriously, but I kind of understand why they would. It's a very serious thing. It's something people. It's a very serious thing. I get that, but taking it as seriously as someone dying or something like that, like, oh yeah, make fun of sex workers, that's a low blow. It's like, come on, really? It's just a job. But again, I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, so I shouldn't have said that. But let's move on. Not to say I don't have respect for those people. I definitely do. Putting their personal selves out there is something I could never do. So I have major respect for those people. But it's just more the people defending them. It just seems a bit too confusing for me. But yeah. But then what I find really cool is that it wasn't just like I mentioned before, it wasn't just the main YouTubers. Like, Wildcat was involved, but so was his girlfriend. Delirious was involved, but also so was his girlfriend. Scotty's girlfriend or wife, are they married yet? I know they got engaged. Scotty's wife, I would say wife, because they are engaged. I don't know if they're married. Scotty's wife got in on it, but not Scotty. Which is really interesting to see. This is something you don't see a whole lot. Is like the girlfriends or wives of the main person involved, or the significant others, because it's not just guys that get into drama being involved. It's a very serious thing, but it's also pretty cool because they're friends in some way. So it's like they're protecting or helping out friends. So it's pretty cool to see this happen. See, I'm trying to think. I do also want to say massive props for basically I Do Work or Marcel for coming out and say that I did this, but it was a horrible thing to do. So yeah, major props to him. Or should say massive respect, because props is used for something else. In terms of drama, it's used for something I can't remember what. Props, whatever. So yeah, major respect for Marcel for coming out and saying that. It is a horrible thing he did. Yes, I'll admit that. But the fact that he came out and said this is a horrible thing I did, I respect him for that. And who wouldn't? Who wouldn't respect Marcel for doing that? For coming out and say this is bad. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have happened. And the whole idea was to get a face reveal. So. Which kind of leads it to the thing of, maybe mostly for me, was how far back was this? Obviously, it was to haze them, so it was probably like at the earlier stuff. So that means they've probably seen Delirious's face now, probably. But maybe back then it was just to get like a face reveal or something, which, yeah, is a horrible breach of privacy. But yeah, he's apologized to Delirious and whatnot. Wasn't Wildcat also in on that? I can't remember. I'm not here to slander. But yeah. But the worst thing, and the reason I made this video, was because Ohmwrecker went after Jacksepticeye and basically said that Jack did what he said Terrorizer did, which was that he knew of something that Markiplier supposedly did. Now, I don't believe Markiplier did that, because Jack knows to limit himself from those type of people. Now, granted, it is mid 2021, but Jacksepticeye was in Una's Honest videos, so I doubt that Jacksepticeye doesn't talk to Mark anymore. They may not make videos anymore. Probably. I haven't been watching a lot of Jack stuff. I need to. But I do know for a fact that they still talk, at least by my knowledge. But pulling two people who don't deserve to be in this makes no sense. You are taking the two most least drama-filled people and throwing them in anyways just to make your point. And I haven't even heard about the whole thing. If you guys don't know, supposedly Markiplier molested someone, a minor. I haven't even heard of any of that. Because you know for a fact, if Markiplier molested a kid, they would have come out and said. Now, I don't know how far back this was. But I do know for a fact that they would have come out and said, this is what happened. This is what they did. But no proof of that is out there. I haven't even heard about this. There's nothing. The only drama I could find of Markiplier is that whole thing with like YouTube where YouTube gave him an unnecessary copyright strike for a fake fight video on Traffic. That's about it. Well, that or maybe that whole thing with PewDiePie, with sub to PewDiePie, and whatnot, and how very controversial PewDiePie is. But other than that, that's about it. Jacksepticeye hasn't even been in any drama. But it's just, this whole thing, Ohmwrecker is desperate. And this is coming from a guy who's very desperate with a lot of stuff. Mostly sex, but that's a different story. But I'm a desperate person, but I am not this desperate. I was going to say I'm petty, but I'm not that petty, but I'm not petty at all. This Ohmwrecker would do anything to win, to get attention, to make sure he's right, and he'll take people down with him. So, long story short for this 17-minute, or 18 here in about a second, if there's anything to garner from this is do not, for any reason, trust Ohmwrecker at all. It is, because he'll do anything to take you down, and he'll do anything to win, and even if it means backstabbing some people who don't even talk to him anymore. He doesn't even talk to Jack anymore. They haven't even played since, I think, before Jack hit I think the last time they played together, Jack didn't hit 1 million, and then once he hit 1 million, they just went their separate ways. I doubt that it was because was involved in drama, because this is because that whole thing with like Brian and was the first time I've ever heard of being a part of drama and whatnot. Granted, some stuff may have happened off, like behind the scenes, where like was talking shit about Mark, like, oh, he's a molester or something, like whatever. If you guys are just now hearing about that whole accusation of Mark and Jack, I'm sorry. Hopefully this video doesn't come up in drama videos, because it's not my intention to hurt. I'm just here to give my opinions and, I guess, educate. So yeah. But I'm so glad that wasn't my favorite YouTuber after Minilad left. I did find some new favorite YouTubers. I decided to stick within like people who I know are safe within that realm, just because I don't want to feel bad anymore, you know? What the fuck was that? Ow, that fucking hurt. Oh god, what the hell is that? Sorry. I moved my hand and my finger in the inside of my nail got poked, and I was wondering what the fuck it was. Ow, that hurt. Owie. Anyways. So yeah, ooh, hair ties. So, yeah, if you guys want my opinions, to anyone who has or is, playing with Ohmwrecker, or if you are playing with Ohmwrecker, stop immediately, because he'll take you down with you. Or he'll take you down with him at any cost. He doesn't give a fuck what happens. He'll bring up old shit that, even something that is 100% confirmed to be not true, he'll do it. Like, people think Keemstar is bad. I think Ohmwrecker is worse. Granted, Keemstar did say some racist shit, but still, like, this is nothing. Like, if you ask me, if you think that Keem is worse than Ohm, you are wrong entirely. That's my opinion, of course. I may have a bit of a bias for Keem, but still, I'll come out and say, Keemstar is a horrible person in this drama, but versus H3, he's a good guy. So yeah, this whole drama is pointless. Shouldn't have happened in the first place. And now I'm gonna go back to my regularly scheduled videos. Well, not scheduled. I do want to clarify one thing. So that's the end of this Ohmwrecker stuff. My last video, I woke up at 7 and it said that it was uploaded 2 hours ago. That is an hour-long video. And I uploaded it here back in Colorado. And the Wi-Fi here is awful. So hopefully, by the time I upload this video, it should be pretty quick. Not too quick, but just enough to where it probably won't have to be overnight, because it uploaded at like 5 a.m. my time. By the time I went to bed, it was still uploaded. I started the uploading process at like 1 p.m. or 1 or 3 p.m. I can't remember. So yeah, there's that. And then so I started uploading that at 3 p.m. and then 5 a.m. it got done uploading. So yeah, there's that. Now I get to make some more Fallout videos. I do have an idea as to what I want to do with those. So expect the next video after this to be Fallout 4 strategies videos. So yeah, Ohmwrecker, if you're watching this, you gotta stop, buddy. This is going on way too long. You're prolonging the inevitable, and you're making it worse for yourself. So if you want my advice, stop while you're ahead. You are gonna get nowhere with this. Unless it's stopped. I haven't heard anything else. Also want to give a shout out to TJV. I just say TJV because he shares the first name as me, and I hate saying my own name. So yeah. So massive shout out to TJV for talking about this. I used to have like I was gonna say hatred, but that's not true. I used to have a big dislike towards him, especially with this whole like mini lad stuff, because at that time I was still in kind of like the denial phase of like, no, it's not. Well, it wasn't denial. It was just like, alright, we get it. He's done all this horrible stuff. Just leave it alone. And then all of a sudden he does all this stuff for like he doesn't stop uploading videos about mini lad. I'm like, alright, this is getting fucking stupid. I still think that like that massive amounts of upload is ridiculous, but here I am talking about making one video on that and multiple videos on something that could have been into one whole video, but whatever. So yeah, so with that, TJV, if you're somehow watching this, sorry, I guess. I didn't like dislike bomb your channel. I didn't, but it was just a weird thing for me to do. And yeah, but if you're also watching this TJV, thank you for talking about this stuff, because you seem very familiar with the Vanoss crew, and it's glad that we have someone who's familiar with this stuff catching up on and talking about this stuff, because I didn't watch like I didn't watch all of his live streams because I don't have time for that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave this here. I have a hat and I need to clean it, so I'm gonna go clean it. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below your thoughts on this whole drama. There's probably some details I'm missing, and that's fine, because this whole thing is a whole lot for me to process. So yeah, and if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you, videos like this are not going to be a common thing. I want it to be a common thing, but I'm too stupid and too slow to be a commentary channel. Because to be a commentary channel, especially now, I would have to like go back and watch all of TJV's live streams, kind of get an idea as to what's going on and all that, and I got no time for that. And I get impatient, and I want to have ADHD, so I go all over the place with these videos, so it would make sense. And one last thing I did realize, in the back, I know YouTube's gonna make a big deal with this. I do want to say that is not a real gun. Well, technically not one that shoots bullets. It's a pellet gun. All right. I don't want YouTube looking at this and be like, "Oh, there's a gun in the background." That is a pellet gun. All right. No, I'm not here promoting gun use. I'm just here because my dad has this. All right. He's very protective of himself. He lives in the bad part of Denver. Not too bad. Not the ghetto, as people say, but he lives in like close to downtown Denver, where like all that shit happened. So he's very protective. So that is a gun, but it's not an actual lead spitting gun. Well, unless pellets are made of lead. But these cannot kill people. These kill animals. All right. So YouTube, if you see this, stop. I'm not here. I'm not here to promote gun use. I'm here to talk about some stupid drama, some stupid pointless drama. So yeah, with that being said, yeah, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit that bell notification to be notified as to when I upload, because I kind of messed up that schedule with Fallout 4 Strategies. The rest of those videos were supposed to be uploaded one day after another, so it's supposed to be 3 days in a row of uploading, but then I had to pack and I had to fly over to Colorado, so there's that. So at least at the very least, I wouldn't have been able to upload that companions video because I had airplane mode on, and it just would have been a mess. So yeah, Loser Manic out.